Rousseau also off to Hampshire, and another player like Abbott, who's only recently sort of put up his hand and sort of has a promising future for the Proteas. So equally sad. But how does the contract system work with CSA versus Kolpak contracts? Is it a year-by-year basis? And then obviously, if they are lured by money, I mean, how much more are the English counties paying these players versus what CSA is paying them?
Yeah, look, it's still. I still think it's pretty good, secure money. The secure is the key point. It's perhaps not so much the weight of cash involved, but the very fact that for say 3 or up to 4 years, in the case of certainly in the case of Abbott, there was talk that the deal may be for up to 4 years. And as he said, that keeps me, that keeps me paying my bills for until the age of 34, which in fast bowling terms is pretty much when your career comes to an end. In the case of Rousseau, he's a little bit younger and he's a batsman, so potentially with a longer career ahead of him, it may well have been a tougher decision, and I'm not sure it's the right one. You're also dropping quite a spectacular notch in terms of the competitive level, because county cricket isn't what it used to be. County cricket is a far less sort of sexy competition than it was 20, 30, 40 years ago, when you had various international stars playing in county cricket. There wasn't as much international cricket, so players played far more first-class cricket. So you had Malcolm Marshalls, Gordon Greenwich's, Viv Richards's, top Australian, South African players all playing in the county championship. Now it's a shadow of what it used to be. So the players must realise they're taking a huge step down. But in answer to your contractual question, Cricket South Africa, I think, offers mostly a 2-year sort of security, if you like, to its players. And the question now is that enough? Should they be trying to nail down, especially sort of crown jewels in the crown, if you like Kagiso Rabadas, Quinton de Kox, the very players we certainly wouldn't want to see leaving the South African international scene now. You think, well, perhaps they need to look at nailing them down on a much longer term basis. Yes, the money, just because of the exchange rate, what we're talking 16, 80, 17 to the pound, the money is going to be better, inevitably, over there. It's tough for Cricket South Africa to be sort of handing out sort of loyalty checks, if you like, left, right and centre. There's only so far the kitty can go. So they've got a difficult task as well in terms of trying to guarantee that players stay here. So it's a very fluid situation. It's not there are no clear-cut answers, but I just think they've got to do everything they can to make sure that we don't lose too many of these sort of either incumbent test players or sort of fringe ones who have already proven that they can play at international level, and suddenly losing them lock, stock and barrel overseas, because that can't help our domestic structures either. No. You're going to have too many rookies feeding off each other, rather than having people like your Hardest Viljoens and your Colin Ingrams, your Abbotts and so on, to sort of feed off when they're playing franchise cricket. So losing them we mustn't underestimate the blow.
Right, Rob, thank you for your insight.
Thanks, Nick.